What's up, YouTube? This is Tom414870, and we are now looking at Chambers 5.5 video doc. It's going to be in 3 parts. The first part's Halo 3 with its maps, forging, and gameplay. Second part's Reach with its forge and gameplay, and what was 6 months before Alpha Zombie. And the third part is Alpha Zombie for more Reach and gameplay, with some updates in Forge. So let's begin with Chambers 5.5, which is now known as Cheap Chambers because it's not easily broken. We're looking at the first chamber. You see these steel crates to the left, that fixed the map so people can't break it. And the wall structure that's in front of us also fixed it too. Those are human spawns with some protective barriers. Zombie spawns are right here behind these shield doors. And that's where the Alpha Zombie came out. Alright, so that's the first chamber, practically, in a sense. And now we go look at where the chamber demon spawns. Man can gravity lift is in 30 seconds. That's the 5th chamber, and we're now going over the 3rd chamber. So, the reason why I said it's easily broken, because literally the person can jump on them before the grab lift spawns and go right into the 2nd chamber. And speaking of 2nd chamber, here's the 2nd chamber. Grab lift and man can is 60 seconds. Got 6 carbines, 6 BRs, and 1 healer. Healer spawns every 60 seconds, but by that end, the steel wall's on its place and cannot be attacked. 3rd chamber, the nade room, has many frames. But the grab lift man can's 90 seconds, I believe, or it's 120. And the steel boxes up top are just to secure so the zombies don't go outside the map, or even humans to break the map. 4th chamber, alright, 3 man cannons, 4 snipers, 4 beam rifles, a garbage can, and that's about it. The smallest and narrowest chamber of all, and it's perfect for sniping. Man can's grab lifts definitely 180 seconds, and yeah, I mean that's about it for the chamber. Once you go to the far right, that brings you to the 5th chamber, and if we go way beyond dumpster, it's a dead end. Alright, so we go back outside, and now we're going to go look at the 5th chamber. 5th chamber does not have a ceiling rooftop, so it could potentially have to be able to break it out, but I don't. 3 machine gun turrets, 4 receiving nods, 1 teleporter, 1 flamethrower, and 4 rockets. The teleporter is there to bring it back to the 1st chamber and repeat the process. Yeah, later on that gets destroyed and get rid of. But this is a cheap chamber map, and the reason why I call it cheap, because people easily break the map by going to other chambers before the grab lift, hence why it needed to be fixed. Alright, so let's go over the game type. Halo 3 has started, and we're going to go look at the game type itself. Right now I'm just going to go over the map, but that's beside the point. So far, I got this game type and map sometime between mid to late 2008, about summertime I think, and into the fall, and it needed some work. I worked on the map a little bit in Forge mode, did what I could with Foundry's version, and waited for the Sandbox version to come out in March, which is by far the fixed and better version. But we'll get back to that. Next, we're going to talk about the game type. So, as soon as it's loading the map, we'll go right into it. Okay, initial zombie count is 1. Infection settings, we're going to go to scoring. Scoring, you have zombie kill points, infection points, suicide betrayal is -1. Where it's zombie traits, zombies have 110% damage resistance, no shields, and everything is unchanged. Weapons and damage, everything is basically unchanged except for infinite ammo, which is enabled, and primary weapons and energy sword. Movement, 125% speed, 200% gravity, and vehicles, none. Sensors, enhanced mode, but nothing changed after that, and force colors, none. Alpha Zombie. 200% damage resistance, 4 over shields, no recharge rate, and immune to headshots enabled. 150% damage modifier, primary weapons, energy sword, and infinite ammo is enabled. Movement, 25% for speed, gravity is 200%, and 9 for vehicle use. Sensors enhanced mode, 25 meters, and off for active camera, waypoint to allies, and force color screen. Last man standing, 150% damage resistance, and recharge rate, 110% for shields. Modifier, 125% for damage. Speed is 125%. Gravity is 200%. And force color is white. Active cam is off, and all that other stuff. You basically see the screen, and the next zombie's ran. Weapons, assault rifle, magnum, mongoose, map, default, etc. This is all etc. So, no custom power-ups. Number of rounds of 3. Time limits 12 minutes. Basic player traits, etc. Basically no change except for gravity, which is 150%. And force colors red. Spawn settings 3 seconds. Suicide penalty 5 seconds. Betrayal penalty none because team change is not allowed. And friendly fire is disabled. And change of teams is disabled. Onward to gameplay. Alright, so this is the first map. Well, second map actually. And here's our first thing I had to go fix. In Foundry version, people were able to jump out of the map because they could just jump on top of each other and go right into the teleporter. Haha! Chamber 505 for Sandbox fixes that. No matter how many times you jump on people, you're never going to reach it. This was actually, this scene was actually from the next round, but whatever. I avoided it. I just wanted to show you this little snippet because this actually does repeat itself, and luckily enough I was able to fix it. Poor guy. And this is without the Forge 2.0 and a lot of other fixes. But anyways, resuming to the first round. So far, everyone's spread out. 5 humans, not bad. It's a pretty good start against 1 alpha zombie. Or a chamber demon. And essentially, you're not supposed to go over to them, because if you do, well, look at the launch rate. Yeah, that's right. Damn! Damn, you're dead. Let's say bam. Oh, look at that, we're shooting. And more shooting. The basic idea is to shoot them. So, and they have to come out and come after you. So, the whole point is to shoot. But do not waste your ammo, wait for him to come out. Otherwise, you're just wasting ammo. And try not to go up to him. Unless you're able to get behind him and assassinate him, then that's fine. First chambers, I think, is 30 seconds. So, Mancan, Gravelous 30 seconds, and then you're able to go out to the second chamber. Alright, let's see some zoom-in gameplay. Alright, so here's me. And I'm going to go behind the teleport and assassinate the person. The problem with this setup, which I modify later on, which we'll see, is the fact that people can teleblock, which means people cannot go into the next chamber because someone's on the teleporter and blocking. However, I do miss this trait from Halo 3 where you can just assassinate the zombie, get more time. Kind of makes people rage quit sometimes too, but it's a game type, you have to follow the rules. So, they kill the zombie and all the humans actually advance, which is pretty clever. All 5 of them get out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, someone did die. Oh well. Alright, on to the third chamber. Second chamber had, I think, 90 seconds for Gravelers to spawn, and has the same amount of BRs and carbines. So the third chamber follows off with what Foundry did, except it has stickies now. This is, the third chamber had a lot of alterations or designs, which we'll go over. Mancan, Gravelers, definitely 120 seconds, and yeah, the whole idea is to hold the zombies back by throwing nades. Except for the alpha zombie. So, and then you basically have to go on to the next chamber, otherwise you die. These look to be useful from 2nd to the 5th chamber, but preferably 4th chamber would be best. And this guy dies. Sad face. We are now down to 3 in the 4th chamber. Alright, so once again, same amount of snipers to beam rifles. This one's a bit interesting design. It gives you a little more wide space. It's got a little hole to go into, well, get out of actually. And it's interesting entrance, or exit, depending on where you want to look at it. BR, Sniper, and Mueller are perfect for this section to hold up the zombies. Because the spawn for Gravelift to Mancan is 180 seconds. So it's going to take a while. It's good to hold off. Now, stupid me, as you could tell from the left, I'm not moving. Yeah, I got distracted. So let's just go around and see what those zombies are going to do. Alright, so we're looking at some more human gameplay in a second. And we're still killing and sniping. Also went for your sticky. Alright, there we go. Mancan, Gravelers up. I'm not moving. Let's look at some zombies. And there we go. Now we're back on the humans who are going into the 5th chamber. So this is the 5th chamber. Kind of broken. I did fix it later on, which we'll see. But it has 4 machine gun turrets. Currently a flamethrower and 4 rocket launchers. Once again, once we go see the update, fixes will be changed. For now, it does have 4 receiver nods and 1 teleporter bringing it back to the 1st chamber. Later on, it's removed because of map breaking, I guess. Can't really have a game, but the whole point is to survive in the last chamber, really. So yeah, and if I zoom in over there, that's where the brute shot is, but it's not there yet. The zombie is dead, and we're just gonna, you know, kind of get out there, look around. This was designed in the sky bubble, and look at that. That's where the infected, the chamber demon spawned in. And that's good for that teleport. So we see some more gunning down and stuff. And that's about it. I mean, that's the whole map. So, oh, and here's some Halo Reach bits.
Second gunman.
I think these are fun. Onslaught.
Blitzkrieg.
Lols. Second gunman. Anyways, now let's look at the infection. Alright, so we basically saw what the humans do. Let's see what the infected people do. Okay, alright. The guy's kind of lagging, so we'll skip some of that because I kind of waited. Now, this is definitely a fix. Beforehand, I didn't have friendly fire on. I had it off. No. Yeah, I had it off. No, it was on. Something like that. It's the proper thing that enables it for you to kill your partner. I forget what it is. It's either on or off. Anyways, this is a problem and I had to fix it. So I fixed it, and later game types and map play and game type wise, it was fixed. And you know, with that off, it was still able to hurt the alpha zombie, so it kind of made him lose some shield in advance too. While his shield's kind of depleting as it is. So we see him travel from the second to third chamber. You know, that's why the mankins are useful. It makes the alpha zombie or chamber demon get around faster. Yes, I know, yeah, everyone's gonna call it, but dude, it's Fat Kid. No, it's not. Fat Kid, you're constantly mowing down the person in one particular spot. This one, you're kind of moving around strategically, and this is why it's different than Fat Kid. So do not argue with me with that's Fat Kid, regardless if it has the same traits and similarities. Alright, so chamber demon's now in the 5th chamber. Let's see how our 2 survivors will handle. Being one of the survivors is me, so the whole idea is, yeah, you basically have to gun him down and kill him, and make sure you get rid of the little ones, because if you don't, well, then you're fucked. This guy should have totally died, but apparently he didn't. Now, what could have gone wrong in this scene was the fact that I could have jumped on the elite, or the elite could have jumped on me, and could have broken the map by getting outside and going on top of that little stone structure platform. So that would have been bad. I don't know what the alpha zombie was doing, but he decided creeping in this little cubby, and that's bad because we could easily gun him down. And he should have died too, because he had literally no health. Look. Alright, we're going to go into his position. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Shields are gone. Shields are gone. He should have died. Look at that. He's still getting shot at. Oh, I died. What the fuck? Look at this. It's still shooting him. Oh no, he's stuck. He dropped his turret. What do we get rockets? He can't get out. And look at that. Alpha zombie kills, and it's game over. Thanks for providing this info, or this video, of these guys who played it. Alright, let's look at the updated version of the same map in Forge mode. So this is where the alpha zombie spawns, and he goes to the teleport here. That's where he exactly spawns. It's right there. And he goes to the teleport. So then he goes down a little cubby hole. Well, you go down through it, and now you get to see the 4 chambers and its complete look. And you get to see where the spawns are and everything. So the alpha zombie goes through that little hole. You can see where the little ones will spawn, including the alpha. Mannequin, that's where the humans spawn constantly, even if a person joins in late. 14 spawns each. And then that's about it. And I already told you about the graph with the mannequin time, so. Alright, 2nd chamber. Now you see the fixes? Yeah, I fixed it so there's no tele-blocking, and makes it easier. And you can still totally get behind the zombie and assassinate him, but it's kind of hard. That's what Kneeler is. I moved the stickies and grenades into here. You'll see why in a moment. And it's got the same amount of BRs to carbine 6. And then that's where you go. 3rd chamber had the same upgrade, so people don't tele-block either. There's the shield door. And now this is considered the flamethrower chamber, because I had the fire nades and flamethrower. So let's go over the renovations I did with the 3rd chamber. This is the first renovation, which we just saw moments ago, where it frags the stickies. I mean, it was a good idea, but it kind of looked ugly, and I had to fix it. Oh, look at this guy. This guy can stop. Alright, so this is the 2nd iteration. This had 2 frags on one side, frag and sticky in the middle, and the other side had stickies. And it just had one particular structure protecting it. This didn't get much gameplay because of, yeah, this guy lagged, so I didn't show much. He does not survive, but however, he does run away. And like I said, this is the third alliteration, which has the fire nades and the flamethrower. Don't worry, grab up to Mancan still the same amount of time. And if you notice to the far left up top, there's a little block over here, which we'll see in a second. Kind of cut it off a little bit, just showing you the snipers. Nothing really changed. It's still the same structure. So weapons to structure-wise is not changing, except for the top left, which we'll see in a moment. So if we turn around, oh, there we go. That's where they go into. Yeah, see that little structure up there? That stood a lot of people from trying to man-can to the far right and breaking the map, going back to the third chamber, or possibly second chamber, or just getting on top and breaking the map entirely. Fifth chamber. Alright, you see there's more wall structure, so people can't entirely break the map back. Still got the same amount of turrets, same amount of rocket launchers, except now it has the missile pod instead of flamethrower. And if you look to the far right, depending where you look at, that's where the brute shot is, and down there you can see where the alpha zombie spawns. And it goes in that teleport. This time it has 3 receiver nods, and the teleport to the first chamber has been removed. I thought it was silly to have the survivor go back to the first chamber. He's supposed to survive for the 5th chamber, and that's that. It ends it right there. So, this is the end of Halo 3 and forging and gameplay in Chambers 5 of 5. We now move on to Reach. Thanks for watching the first part, guys. Thus ends Halo 3. We are ending this note with some seconds of Domer and... What's up, YouTube? This is the second part of our video in this 3 epic part of Chambers 5 of 5 video doc. Now we're going to look at the Reach forging, gameplay, and... yeah, that's basically about it, with the game type that did not have Alpha Zombie between its launch and the 6 months before Alpha Zombie was finally released. Alright, first things first, game type. Here's the title screen. Hooray! Alright, let's go to custom games. Ooh, friends are online. Mind you, this is an old video, so lols. These friends are not currently online. Alright, so here's the game type. The score wins unlimited, teams are disabled. There are now 2 zombies. Last man standing enabled. Safe havens disabled. Haven time for 5 seconds. No points for everything except for kill points. Zombie kill points. Suicide and betrayal points are negative. No points for last man standing. And suicide becomes zombies is enabled. Weapons and vehicles. Assault rifle, magnum defaulted. Everything pretty much defaulted. Disabled. Indestructible vehicles defaulted. Power ups on map none. And custom power traits is etc. Well, you'll see why I did not use the custom power up. But anyways, general settings. Instead of 3 rounds, it's 5 rounds. Oops, I backed up. 12 minutes for time limit. Sudden death disabled. Basic player traits are pretty obvious. Everything normal. Still normal. Sprint as default equipment. No need to start. And weapon pickup is enabled. Infinite ammo is disabled. Movement 100%. Jumping height unchanged, and player gravity is 100%. Normal 25 meters, and force color red, and any indicators are visible to allies. Loadouts. First loadout has assault rifle, magnum, sprint, no grenades. Second loadout, grenade launcher, magnum, sprint, 2 frags, and that's about it. For elites, we have guard, which has plasma rifle, plasma pistol, evade, no nades. Z-Lot, plasma repeater, plasma pistol evade, 2 plasma grenades. That's it for loadouts. Respawn settings, 3 seconds for respawn, suicide penalty 5, betrayal none, because team change is not allowed, friendly fire is disabled, and betrayal booting is disabled. 1000% damage resistance, 3 times over shields, no recharge rate, immunity and assassinations enabled for this version. 100% damage modifier, melee modifier 150%, energy sword, and sprint for help. Also infinite ammo. 25% speed, jump height to 100%, fire gravity to 200%. You will use none. Hand spell, unchanged. Appearance, unchanged, except for force color is green. Last man standing traits, 100% normal shields, 110% for faster recharge, able to assassinations. 120% damage modifier, fails unchanged. 120% for speed, and 200% for gravity. Jump movement unchanged. Sensors unchanged, waypoint visible to everyone, and force color is black. Haven traits. Fuck it, Haven traits. Let's start with some Forge play. Alright, so this map was designed right away. As soon as I got Halo Reach the night that I reserved it, I went right to Forge and started designing the map. Has two initial spawns, so people can spawn in the chamber. Teleport is fine, and here we go. Man cannon grab was 40 seconds. This is where the infected spawns. Well, the chamber demons actually, because without Alpha Zombie, we don't have the little zombies anymore. There's about 3 or 4 assault rifles and a machine gun turret. Because there's 2 Alpha Zombies technically with 1000% damage resistance, 3 times overshield, and no recharge rate. It's best to have heavy weapons to take them out. Yeah, and we have the windshield door so people cannot go inside the shield door and assess the zombie weapon. That's a fix from Halo 3 to Halo Reach. This map was similarly designed towards Sandbox, but had some boundary elements to it too, so it's a mix. Along with Reach's 2.0 and Forge World. Alright, so grab lots of man cannons, and this one is 90 seconds. It's got it's got 4 kneelers and real rifles and I think 3 DMRs. Something like that. It's 3-3. It's got 4 stickies, 4 frags in this video version. Has a kneeler and I think a plasma launcher and a machine gun turret. This firepower was needed. Trust me. Alright, so we go into the third chamber. Third chamber was definitely very heavy. The nades were into the second chamber, similar to what Sandbox did in Halo 3 with the updated version. Third chamber had to come up with something new. So the third chamber now has 2 plasma turrets and a shade turret for extra firepower. Mind you, this is the only vehicle really, except for the last chamber, to use vehicles and attack. So, with heavy firepower. Graveless man cannons, 130 seconds. Luckily enough, I could set the seconds anywhere between 0 and 180 completely. So this is much better than Halo 3. Alright, here we are looking at the X, or the former version of Chamber 4. This is not a version anymore, or this part of the map is not available anymore. This chamber was cut due to its design, and not a problems I had with it actually. I did manage to fix that little walkway thing with the kill barriers, but the problem was with the man cannon getting to the teleporter. It has 4 snipers and 3 focus rifles. I mean, you can definitely still download it, the map. This version actually still exists between the beta up to like version 3. I think by version 4 I got rid of. No, I think it was in version 4. It's after version 4, it's gone. This design was supposed to be similar to Sandbox's version, except the pyramid was much larger. And because I accidentally deleted one of the grapplers, so this was my solution. I didn't want to restart the map, so. But this was scrapped, so don't worry about it. Alright, moving on to Chamber 5. Fifth chamber is definitely identical to Sandbox in some ways. This version technically had a kill barrier on the driver's spot. The reason why I put it there was so that people don't try to get the vehicle out in time to drive it. This was removed to unpopular demand, assuming. Even though version 4 had over 2,000 downloads with that particular thing being in place. So I don't know why people liked it, I guess. I got rid of it. It had 4 rockets, 2 concussion rifles, and 2 grenade launchers. 1 machine gun turret and 1 plasma turret. And that's it for that map. Here's some gameplay video. This is the interesting clip out of all of them because this actually has a leak. So, and this is when we had, like I said, 2 chamber demons, without the little zombies. So this kind of made it hard. But it's interesting that we actually have some elite gameplay because it's hard to find elite players to play this type of map. Now this is the updated third chamber. The nades and stickies were replaced in the third chamber. Plasma turrets, I believe, are still in there. At least one of them. And, both of them in there. And we also had the shade turret still in there. With some shield doors for coverage for the, effect. But overall, it's still the same design, I guess. So, yeah. But thank God the Alpha Zombie finally came into play. Eventually. So, it was some interesting gameplay. Alright, moving on to the second Forge map. Now, you're wondering why there's so many Forge maps in Reach instead of Halo 3. Halo Reach's Forge World in 2.0 made a big difference. Made a much bigger impact in designing the maps. Made it easier for me. So, it's got the same drive up to man cannon time, 40 seconds. It's got the same amount of assault rifles and machine gun turret. The only difference is the chambers are not around it. It's all spread out into different types of environment, as you can see. but this one I just wanted to mess around and I wanted to get a different feel than the typical sandbox version I kept using. So in some ways it's similar to the first one, but some alterations, like for example the second chamber. Same amount of seconds for a man cannon to grav lift, and I think it's got the same amount of DMRs to needle rifle. This one had the stickies and frags as well. Like I said, this version has not been updated yet. This is the only map actually besides the 505 Tower, which has no gameplay footage or video. That's going to be updated soon. So, for right now, this still has the frags and stickies in the second chamber, which means the third chamber still has just the turrets and a shade turret. But, yeah, so this is definitely a different aspect of the game. This is one of my more unique chamber maps, because it has so many different environmental changes. Somewhat. First and third chamber are similar. Fourth chamber is, which we'll see, is actually in Chambers 5.5 map, which we just saw earlier. And that's about it. I mean, the fifth chamber has... Actually, the fifth chamber between this map and the other map, there are some differences. Between vehicle use and... Actually, it's just a vehicle use, I guess. The first map had the Rocket Hog. The second map, which we'll see in a moment, has the... what's it called? The Gauss Hog, the Super Cannon. So, and a lot of the times the third chamber had a lot of rocks. I got rid of the rocks. Rocks are stupid. So I got rid of them. Graveless man cannons, still the same amount of time, 130 seconds. And then we go to the fourth chamber. This is in the previous map we just saw. This is replacing the former fourth chamber, and it's in this map. It's got 4 focus rifles and 4 snipers. It's got a machine gun turret. And it's got some landmines, which we'll see in a moment, which, thank God, with this man cannon there, the zombies can actually get over it safely, so it's definitely a unique design. The time rate is kind of chaotic a little bit, but you'll see it when you play the map, I guess. If you're infected, well, you get screwed. Nah. So, and then there's a gravel that takes you all the way up there, and yes, they still do get through the teleport. The design for it to get out of there is kind of awkward, and I did put a kill barrier there just in case someone tries to break it. Alright, so fifth chamber. It's got 1 machine gun turret, 1 plasma turret, it's got 4 rockets, 2 percussion rifles, and 2 grenade launchers. And like I said, the Gauss Hog. The later maps, which we'll see, including, I've been changing a lot of the weapons actually. I've been trying to use the fuel rod instead, and spawn laser, just to give it up some more variety, and the fuel rod's actually like a needler replacement. It holds the zombies back. And that Falcon's not supposed to be there. And we basically just panned out and zoomed out to see where the other chambers were. So, there's no gameplay for this, so it's just a Forge video. Alright, so here we've seen this on YouTube before. The Tunnel 505. This was definitely an awesome design. How I got this design is kind of weird. Recently I went and looked around to see what people were using for new infection ideas. And this actually came across a lot of popular belief with the new Left 4 Dead maps and this and that maps. And tunnel design is actually not a bad idea. Yes, the tunnel design did have water, but I decided to take a different look to it. I decided to keep the tunnel design as people were using it. There's no dips in it, and the reason why I designed it this way was it made sense. It made more like a tunnel you would see on a highway or a bridge that would, you know, eventually pan out to a highway, and then if you go in the tunnel, it's supposed to take you down into the water. So yeah, this was awesome design actually, and it's a lot smaller than the other Chamber 505 maps. I mean, by far, everyone has to work together to get through this map against the zombies. So this was definitely one of my better maps and more unique. And today, Tunnel 5.5 is actually pretty popular still. Unfortunately, I keep updating it, so the download rate kind of goes down every time I update it. But it is a good map. It's just people need to follow it. So now, the third chamber is really fun. This is the highway portion of it, where objects randomly spawn at certain set times, and you get to drive mongoose across, and hopefully dodging the mines, and get to the snipers, and be able to use the snipers. So this is now, it's odd. The third chamber is now considered a sniper chamber for tunnel maps. And it's actually one of my biggest and longest maps ever. nearly used all the forge money too. So definitely unique in its own way. And yes, if you do try to jump out of the map, you instantly die and become a zombie. I didn't want people jumping off and, you know, delaying the game, this and that, and then, you know, try to break it saying, oh, if I die, I'll just respawn at the beginning and avoid the whole zombies. Nah, not happening. Just cut some cut some footage out of that. If you saw on YouTube, there's actually some extra footage. Third chamber, I followed the same routine made to stickies and, the shade turret. Actually, there should be an updated version eventually with this that has the plasma turrets, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, so eventually I'll update it where you have the plasma turrets. I'm still updating it. We'll see later on there's another update on the map when we get to the gameplay. But I don't think that's till the third video, so you'll have to wait a little bit once we get through this. Like I said, it follows the same format of Chambers 5.5, except one difference. The turrets are not on the bridge anymore. They decided to be on the bottom near the opening where the people come through the teleporters. And I gave some more surviving roundabouts where basically they just go up on the bridge and then just survive out. And it has 4 rockets, 2 custom rifles, and 2 grenade launchers. Like I said, I updated the map. It's supposed to have fuel rods eventually, so. Alright, this one we're looking at is called Classic 5.5. Now, why would I make another Chamber 5.5 that's similar to the first one I made? This one focuses more on the sandbox version, where it has, it's all inside finally except for the 5th chamber, which is like sandbox. So, and this one has a ceiling. Massive differences between that and this version is that, it has more, environmental designs and ways to keep people from, hiding. So there's soft kills everywhere. Try to hide in the map while the zombies finding you until the very end. Well, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to get out of there. A light fixture was added because it did add too much darkness, so I made it light up a bit. Sure, the same amount of weapons, DMRs to needle rifles, and it has 1 plasma turret and launcher. Respawn time for this map is a lot different. It's got 30 seconds in the first chamber. Second chamber has got 70 seconds. I heard going up to 90 it took too long, and they kept dying. Third chamber has 120 seconds. It's got the same soft kills. This has frags and stickies, 2 plasma turrets, and the shade turret. So yeah, the grab with man cannons 120 seconds for this one. This one actually varies from 50 seconds, except for the last chamber. Last chamber lasts 60 seconds, or 4th chamber, I meant to say. Stickies and aids are definitely on respawn, and I'm still working on that in the other maps. I messed up. This was actually set in stone in Halo 3, and for some reason Reach I goofed up and I didn't fix it properly. So when they play the maps, the nades aren't constantly respawning properly. So I'm going over that too with more updates. 4th chamber is not exactly like the sandbox version. This one I just took out the tunnel 5.5 and just pasted in there. Basically cut and paste. But it is because I liked it. I still like the tunnel design. So this was like a mini highway. Except there's no end tunnel. There's only a beginning tunnel. It's got a kill barrier all the way up the top. It's got some mongooses, objects in place for spawn randomly. It's got 4 snipers, 4 focus rifles, and 1 plasma turret. Like I said, the man cannon spawns earlier, I think. It spawns in 150 seconds, but the grappler spawns in 180 seconds. But don't fret, the man cannon is light man cannon, so it's not going to send the zombies all over and kill you. So there's actually, not distance for it, so it's alright. You'll be fine. Yeah, and that's basically it. And then there's another light fixture to make sure it's not that dark. Alright, so we head into the 5th chamber, and this one is, as I said, the sandbox version of the 5th tunnel, or 5th chamber. So you got 4 rockets, it should have 4 fuel rods, and a spawn laser with the update. It's got 3 machine gun turrets, which is actually a reminiscence and omen to Foundry, actually. And the design of the structure is, well, it's like Sandbox's version. Except there's actually a kill barrier above that little platform block, so when people jump out, they're not breaking the map. Alright, so let's go cut across 6 months later. Yes, 6 months later, March 29th, they finally released Alpha Zombie version. But before that, there was actually some time in between, like several weeks before the release of Alpha Zombie, that someone on YouTube suggested this, and I went with it. Where they fixed it, kind of bringing the Alpha Zombie actually to life, but not exactly. Where you have a custom power-up set up, and the custom power-up gives him the Chamber Demon effect for 90 seconds. Once the 90 seconds come up, he returns back to a weak zombie. I like the idea. I really did, but when I first was designing the map, I thought of it and I decided to go against it because of the fact that there's no exact Alpha Zombie. Because by the time the Alpha Zombie actually does get to like the 3rd, 4th, or 5th chamber, they already become weakened because of the time frame. Actually, by the time you get to the 2nd chamber, actually, the custom power-up would die. So it made no sense to use it. But I did try it, so I didn't, said, oh, this idea sucks, I'm not going to do it. I actually did test it out, I did try it. Version 8.0 of the first map, versions 2 to 2.5 of the other maps, and the game typing 8.0 to 8.5 did use the custom power-up feature, and this is how I set up the spawns for the Alpha Zombie. There'll be initial spawn, and there'll be 4 or 5 spawns set up in the zombie chamber, and that's where they would go grab the custom power-up. And then, it made it interesting because the zombies would always be randomly killed or randomly become infected, and then become the Alpha Zombie after 90 seconds. So the idea was kind of interesting, but still failed. Which is why, thank God, 6 months, a little over 6 months after Halo Reach's release, Alpha Zombie finally came. Yeah, that's about it for Reach, for Forge maps and some gameplay. In the next part of the video doc, which we'll cover, the 3rd part, we'll have more gameplay and more features of the Alpha Zombie. But for now, I just want to show you this portion of the game. So, thanks for watching YouTube, and we'll be back in a second to review the 3rd part. Yeah. Alright, what's up, YouTube? Sorry about the second intro where I introduce you again with the what's up. Alright, so here we go, continuing with our 3rd and final part of this epically long video. If you're not interested in the Halo 3 history or the previous Reach stuff we just watched moments ago, just skip into this part, because now we get to talk about the Alpha Zombie. And here we go, right into the game type. Alright, so Alpha Zombie was released March 29th of this year, and it does have teams enabled and disabled option. However, the teams option is not working currently. Still got 2 zombies. Everything's pretty much the same as it was previously. The only thing you gotta make sure is you enable Alpha Zombies. So you gotta make sure that's enabled. Which I didn't know you could disable it, which is weird. Basically everything's still the same, defaulted, map defaulted. Custom power-up is whatever, not there. General settings still the same, 5 rounds, 12 minutes. Basic player traits are still the same. There's a little bit of a difference with the loadouts, so we'll get right into Spartan loadouts. Alright, so loadout 1 is still Scout, Slaughter Rifle, Magnum, Sprint, and 1 frag. Loadout 2, Operator, Spiker, Magnum, Evade, and 1 frag. Grenadiers, Grenade Launchers, Magnum, Sprint, and 2 frags. So loadout 2 has the Evade. Elite loadout. Zealot, Plasma Repeater, Plasma Pistol, Evade, 1 Plasma Grenade. Spec Ops, Plasma Repeater, Plasma Rifle, Evade, and 2 Plasma Grenades. And 3 Stalker, Plasma Repeater, Kneeler, Evade, and 1 Plasma Sticky. So, response settings are the same, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, etc. Basically all those are the same. Infection settings, 110% damage resistance, no shields, and no recharge rate for health. Everything else is unchanged. Movement, everything's pretty much the same except infinite ammo and energy stored are what they should be. 120% speed, 100% for jump height, and 200% for gravity. Sensors, enhanced mode, thing is unchanged, and force color is unchanged. Or no, force color is zombie. The Alpha Zombie is obviously what the infection settings were for the original infection that was previously out from Reach launch to 6 months ago, or just March 29th. And last minute standing traits are still the same. So everything's basically the same, except we're just incorporating the little zombie data, I guess. So there's not much difference. Except now, the alpha zombies what the original zombies were for the game type 6 months ago. Alright, so here's our first gameplay with the alpha zombie. Had to cut some footage out because I couldn't get to me. I don't know why, I kept randomly keeping me on someone else. So we had 2 alpha zombies. We had plenty of players for this game, except, like I said, we still have the typical, let's just hide in the back and not shoot idea, because no one understands this game type yet. So, the maps are still the same, grab lift times are still the same, man cannon times still the same, weapons are the same, everything's basically the same. So this last part of the video is going to be basically a repeat of the second, except, as you can tell, the 4th chamber from the first part of it in the second part, well, the 4th chamber that was originally on this map at the start is removed. If you just saw it, it's not there. Yeah, people like to hide around the corner to go assassinate them. There was some shields from the Covenant added on. There's no elite gameplay. There's a lot of assassinations that go on. Oh yes, that reminds me. Assassinations have been turned back on, so you can now assassinate the zombies. Originally had them immune to assassination, so you can now assassinate them again. Hooray! Second chamber, 3rd chamber, really no changes. Like I said, still has a frag stick. These 2 plasma turrets and the shade turret. And in a few moments, you're gonna see what the power of L1 just fucking annihilated this zombie. And it's right here. Look at this. Watch. L1 will get on the turrets, plasma turret, shader, nades, everything. This guy's taken out within, I would say, 10 seconds. Nearly at full health. I mean, that's teamwork right there. That's beautiful. And it's sad that not many people know about it. However, if the zombies try to hide and humans try to run to the grab lift, there's a chance that the zombies will get there first and kill them. Like that. See? Look at that, 2. 2 were taken. Prove myself. Alright, so here's the 4th chamber, which we reviewed in the second part. And this time we'll actually see the actual landmines. For some reason, I thought I was going to be able to see it in the second part, but didn't. Don't know why. And I think I made a typo with the 3rd chamber and 4th chamber for Classic 5.5. So don't just skip over that part. Anyways, back to this map. See the mines there? Yeah, that's right. In order for the zombies to get over, they have to wait for the man cannon to show up. Otherwise, the humans are just basically stuck. And if you have a grenade launcher, still, this is pretty useful when getting the little zombies out of the way until the growler spawns. While the alpha zombies should be moving up and going after them, but they didn't really know the game type just yet, so yeah. Still has the 4 sniper rifles and 4 focus rifles, which they probably went to grab at first. That's why the that's why they waited to go in here and get the heavy weapons. Now see, because the humans are working really well together in this game, the alpha zombies really don't have a chance at the moment. So this is what I was talking about back at Halo 3, where this is not just fat kid anymore. There's actual strategy goes on. In order for you to win as either human or zombie, you have to team up and work together and literally kick the crap out of the zombies. And there's 2 ways this could work out. The first way, which we're seeing right now, is the humans are defending relatively well against both alphas and the little ones by just constantly firepounding one or the other at the same time, no doubt. Now, in order for the zombies to get the advantage against the humans, which we'll see currently at the moment, is all the zombies have to really gather up and wait and just, you know, build up at the 4th chamber and then all rush in at once to go and attack the humans. And usually, I would say, well, usually 50-50 chance that the zombies will overtake the humans. I'm not saying the humans won't be able to defend off, but if the humans actually do play their cards right, they could try to take all the little zombies out first and then focus their firepower on the alpha zombies. But it's really hard to do that. So here we go, watching the gameplay, and here they all go. First, the alpha goes in, both of them. Then the little ones. At least, oh god, at least 5 little ones and 6 little ones in the alphas. So 8 people just went in there. As you can tell, all the little ones are getting taken out or run to the back, and the alpha just fucking just goes in and there kills them. See, and then even the little ones will get the humans too, because they won't be able to pay attention to them. And that's basically what ends this video. Thanks for the help, guys, who supported this video, who actually helped me make that gameplay. Alright, second gameplay, we'll be looking at Tunnel 505. Again, extra footage I had to cut off. And we'll start with me on the turret. And yeah, like I said, this essentially was a pretty good gameplay going on. Not many people were crying on the teleporter yet. You'll see why I said that later on. And it's interesting too because I mean people have the option to use sprint or evade, so they give it gives them variety. Not many people. I mean, people will want to use evade just because it is helpful against the infection when they try to slice and dice you. But that only helps to a certain point. I mean, if you have sprint and you get the grenade launcher, well, the grenade launcher does have some impact to power, so that's why I leave that as an option. And the humans do very well to defend off the alpha zombies in this first part. I mean, look at that. There was one alpha. The other alpha is still trying to get over there. Ooh, we got one. Oh, one of them died. Actually, they got him two little ones. So, and then we just see the zombies' point of view for the moment, and then we go back to humans. Alright, more zombies, humans, human. There I am. Alright, so now we go into the next part, the highway chamber. And yeah, like I said, you gotta watch out for those mines. Have a buddy stay back and destroy those mines so that everyone could survive and go across to the little mongooses. Mongeese, whatever you want to call them. And watch out for those objects. So, alright, so let's get on with the first update of the map. As you tell, I want with snipers, right? Well, here's the idea I got. When recently playing Team Classic playlists, that this was interesting. Someone made a weapon holder out of the flag stands, or the flag holders, placeholders, there we go, for the flags. And it actually works as a, if you use 4 of them actually, you work to hold the weapon in place too, like that. Keep it balanced and everything. I'm not sure if it could probably work with sword in the right way, but I'm not sure about that. And yes, what you're seeing here I will explain later. This is basically a soft kill barrier. You're probably wondering why I put that there. We'll see that later on. But for now, just keep that in mind. We'll come back to that. So back to the gameplay. As you can tell, this is the unupdated version. So just something that you'll see later on in the future that I'm working on. And some other fixes, like for example the grenade to sticky not respawning constantly fix. So I'm working on that. Yeah, so I mean, this last part is not gonna have much talk because not much explanation because it's just really an overview of the same stuff we just essentially watched in part 2, but as Alpha Zombie, where we have little zombies and Alpha Zombies finally together. So now you're probably wondering yourself, why aren't the little zombies faster to overthrow the humans? I just went and stick with the Halo 3 settings. I really don't want to be any faster than they are. I mean, if they were much faster than they are in this gameplay footage, I don't know. They might overthrow the humans much more better with that health they have, but I don't feel like it should be necessary. Because the zombies can still overtake the humans. It's just a matter of everyone working together, which tends not to happen that often. Unless you play many games of this. Like, if you constantly play multiple rounds and then finally get the grasp of how the game works, then yeah, sure, I guess that would work, but I mean, a lot of people will actually play for a little while, and I don't know what it is. People with Reach lately have been bored with this. Halo 3, oh man, it was non-stop. Can we play more? Can we play more? Can we play more? Nah, Halo Reach has been the opposite so far. Because either no one gets a game type, or they just assume, oh, look at that, we're playing Halo 3 again, but with Reach. So, yes, this is, mind you, this is before the weapon update with the fuel rod, so there's no fuel rod yet. I love this scene where all 3 actually use the turret, and some guy rocket launches this guy, and Alpha's just instantly dead. So, yeah, I know, it would have been better if we had full 1 Alphas on it, but oh, and sometimes people will show up randomly late, and I had to note that they won't have the red color right away, or if not at all. It's because they came in late in the game. It's a weird glitch. Cutting some extra footage off. And now we're gonna focus on the zombies a little. Cut some more footage off. Now we get to see the zombies. Wow. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't feel like we should have one full alpha zombie anymore because of the fact that, well, we can't set who's gonna be the next zombie random anymore. I mean, it is random, but there are points where the zombie, like literally, someone will be zombie 3 or 4 times, and that needs to get fixed first. So the only way I could really fix it is if we add another zombie into the gameplay and try to reduce some of that randomness or biased random capabilities of becoming a zombie. I mean, how much else I could do. Oh, in this part I actually decided to go jump off and die because the zombies weren't doing anything. I tend to do that sometimes. If the humans have too much of an advantage, then I will go help the zombies. Just because I know how this game type works. And even though I'm not alpha, I will try my best to go kill someone. As a little zombie, so... don't be threatened if I'm a little one. If I'm alpha or a human, well, I have a better advantage. I mean, I have hold myself off by myself against many zombies before, so... I nearly survived the entire 12 minutes just by myself against 2-3 other people. And mind you, there was 2 alpha. I think there was 1 alpha zombie and 2 little zombies. So I was like a little surprised that no one could kill me. So a lot of people had a problem with this, that they couldn't get on the grab lift the right way and then get on the bridge properly. It's not hard. It's just you can't just focus on the humans and not focus where you land. I mean, if you don't do that, that's why you're not landing. So you gotta really pay attention to that first before you go after and kill. And the humans do not win this round. If I didn't go commit suicide, it'd be the story. And if the human commits suicide and not know it, that's their fault. These guys helped me make this gameplay video. Thanks, guys. Alright, so here's our last gameplay video, technically, on Siege Tunnel 5.5. This is the second Tunnel 5.5 map. It's got some different environmental settings. Essentially, all the maps work the same. It's a repeated first, second, third, fourth, and fifth weapon design. Some environment patterns looking the same. It's basically I'm just taking the same sandbox idea and just making it into different environment types. Like I said, Tunnel 5.5 was definitely something different. It's not the same wide chambers map, so I did take it a little differently. I mean, with this, that's another thing I have to clarify. As in size, I'm not meaning vertically, not in length, but like in width. That's what I mean by size. So this overall has a really smaller size and scale than the other Chamber 5.5 maps where you can just run around and try to avoid the zombies. That's kind of the reason why there's also evade on. Evade helps to kind of solve that problem a little bit, but come back to that. Anyways, now remember the clusterfucking I was talking about. This actually comes back. There was no way I could avoid it or get rid of it unless I put in some soft kill barriers. And here's just 2 examples. This was actually from a later gameplay video, so this is not the same gameplay from that round particularly, but it's another clusterfuck to show off, and hopefully that won't happen ever again. And this is from the actual gameplay. Look at all the clusterfucking. No one can get to the teleport fast enough. It's not like in Halo 3. The lag is so in depth with reach that no one can just get to the teleport normally like they could in Halo 3. So, alright, so I apparently become a zombie, and here's the difference between Tunnel 5.5 and Sage Tunnel 5.5. This is basically a sequel to Tunnel 5.5. It plays a little differently. Up in the sky, there's actually an Easter egg showing you where the 1st and 5th tunnel was for Chamber 5.5, and it exploded. So that tunnel was destroyed apparently, and this is the 2nd tunnel, which has also kind of been destroyed and been kind of torn apart from the infection. Whether you're human or the Covenant, this is kind of like a military kind of setup because each chamber has a lot more environment structures in the way. So this definitely is a sequel. I essentially made it less empty, more detailed, with more coverage. So this is, I consider, more like my military tunnels map. but with human and Covenant. And the infection just overrun the tunnel, kind of making its support structure weak and kind of destroyed it a bit. So these guys helped me make the gameplay video. Thanks again for contributing. And finally, in our last segment of the video, we talked about the kill barrier, or not the kill barrier, the soft kill barrier. Like I said, all the clusterfucking we just saw, this is needed. It alleviates from them constantly gathering up around the teleporter and clusterfucking it. Sorry about the graphical detail. I don't know, when I was downloading the map, I guess it kind of got laggy, so the rendering didn't come out properly. It only lasts for a short bit and then goes away. So these soft kill barriers were needed for going in and going out, so people won't teleblock. In addition, just really don't lag and jam up the teleporter. So once you're in and out, you gotta get in and out, basically. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching this long-ass video. This is Tom for more DJS650 signing out. There we go.